Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha. Uttaram yat samudrasya himadreschaiva dakshinam. Varsham tad bharatam nama bharati atra santatihi. Welcome to all for the chapter 10 of the Kedar Khanda under the Maheshwara Khanda in Skanda Purana. In the previous chapter, we have seen, as per the advice of Vishnu, an alliance happened between the Suras and the Asuras, led by Indra and the Bali. And out of their friendship, they both have decided to churn the Milky Ocean in order to get back whatever gems that were lost by Bali while he was looting the Swarga or the Loka of the Suras. So why they decided to bring Mandara mountain as a churning rod and try to use Vasuki as a churning rope, and Vishnu helped them to put the Mandara mountain in the spot in order to help them churning. However, they all had forgotten Shiva in the beginning. The same fate what has happened to the Daksha for insulting Shiva, in the same fashion here too, while they were churning the milky ocean, Kalakuta poison appeared, and that Kalakuta poison had completely burned the entire world. Now at this point, on listening that the entire world the world has been reduced to ashes. The sages, the Shaunakas, who were listening to this story from the Sutta Lomasha, they asked, "Oh, holy sir, you said that the cosmic egg, including the mobile and immobile beings, was entirely reduced to ash by the fire of Kalakuta on account of the wrath of Rudra, but we consider Rudra to be within the cosmic egg, then the immobile and mobile things, beings with Brahma and Vishnu as leaders, were destroyed and reduced to ash through the wrath of Rudra. How was creation resumed and made to function? Wherefrom did Brahma, Vishnu, and other Suras and Asuras, with the moon at their head, originate again? Where did it get merged? Where were they reduced to ashes? What happened after that? And did behoves you to recount everything? By the grace of Vyasa, you know everything. No one else knows about it. Hence, you understand the holy scripture full of knowledge as no one else does, as thus by those sages of sanctified souls, Suta bowed down to Vyasa and spoke these words. Lomasha the Suta said, when Devas beginning with Hari and Brahma stationed in the middle of the cosmic egg, as well as the guardians of the worlds, including Indra, were enveloped by the fire of poison, Shambhu was informed about this by the noble souled Heramba or Ganesha. Heramba told to Shiva, O Rudra, O Mahadeva, O Stanu, the Lord of the universe, an obstacle very difficult to be surmounted has been created for them by me by way of amusement. There are persons who start an enterprise, a new work, but either because of their fear or through the delusion of their minds, they do not worship you or me. The distress unto them will be very great. On being requested thus by the overlord of Ganas, who dispels obstacles like the sun dispelling darkness, the Pinaka bearing Lord with a bull of for their emblem, the Lord Nilalohita was with matted hair, the Lord devoid of ailments, the Lord in the form of Linga, the unsullied Lord without form or features, the sky haired Lord Shiva, Shambhu, spoke thus. Maheshwara said, O Hiramba, listen to my words with great faith and attention. This universe, consisting of mobile and immobile beings, is of the form of Ahankara, the cosmic ego. This Ahankara creates, sustains, and destroys. Means all this creation, sustenance, and even destruction is being carried out through the same Ahankara, the cosmic ego. At the beginning of the universe, O Ganapati, Vignapati, of, because he is the Lord of intelligence and consciousness, he alone remained. It was devoid of Maya. It was present and of the form of Dvaita and Advaita, duality and non-duality. It was in the form of intelligence alone, characterized by existence and eternal bliss. Since Ganapati is the daughter of Prakriti, he remained away out of that Prakriti. So, though the entire Brahmanda was reduced to ash, Ganapati was still there in front of Shiva. So, Ganapati said, if you are the sole Atman characterized by supreme bliss, O scorcher of foes or the enemies, then there is nothing other than you. Then how did the different forms originate, differentiated as suras and asuras? Because if you are the only one in this existence, then from where these suras and asuras had come? It is of variegated form observed by the three devas. It is the cause of the delusion. The cycle of the worldly existence originated as different from Nitya, that which is eternal, and Anitya, that which is transient, having a transient existence. It consists of four types of species of living beings endowed with many distinctive features. People are deluded by various doctrines and tenets of knowledge antagonistic to one another. Some are devoted to the doctrine of Karman, some resort to their intrinsic qualities, a few are adherents of the path of knowledge, but they are opposed to one another. O bull bannered Lord, thus I have been overwhelmed by the doubts. Save me by dispelling that particular doubt. Because if you are the only one from where all these existences appeared, where do I and the Ganas belong to? Whence is this bull, O Lord? From where are these and many others born? Where do they go at the end? Whence are all these exceedingly fortunate ones made into sattvikas and rajasas? Because among this creation, some are considered as sattvikas, some are considered as rajasas. So, from where they all have appeared? Lord Shambhu laughed and began to speak to Ganesha. Maheshwara said, Rajasa, Rajas, Sattva, and Tamas are produced by Kala Shakti, or the power of time. The entire universe, including devas, asuras, and human beings, is enveloped by them. This world that is being seen is imperishable ultimately, but understand that understand this world as an evolved effect, that it is perishable. It is evolved by means of all the siddhis. Romasha the Sutta continued the story. While Sadashiva of cosmic form and in the form of the Linga was conversing with Ganesha, his power, Shakti, called Shiva, the source of the universe, of the nature of cause and effect, was born out of Sadashiva. At the same instant, the Lord, in the form of Linga, became submerged. The single supreme Shakti, characterized as the Atman of the Brahmavidya, abided there, overwhelmed by wonder. Ganesha became engrossed in looking at that particular form. The sages asked, if this entire universe consisting of mobile and immobile beings is included within Prakriti, is it then that Ganesha was able to preserve his separate identity? Let this be explained, because when Shakti was formed out of the Linga, then Ganesha was observing that. So, how is it possible that he stayed out of that Prakriti? Because the whole world is made out of the same Prakriti, which is arrived from the Purusha. Lomasha continued the story. Lomasha replied back to those sages, Lord Ganesha was directly born of Prakriti herself. Ganeshwara has the same form as that of Shiva himself. Battle ensued between Shiva and that noble souled one who had been Prakrita, means born out of Prakriti, due to ignorance. That battle continued without a break for a long time between Shiva and Ganesha. On observing that he was invincible as long as he was riding an elephant, Shambhu hit him with his trident and toppled him down along with the elephant. Then Mahadeva, the scorcher of enemies, was eulogized by the supreme power Prakriti or the Adishakti. The Lord then said to the great Shakti, O splendid lady, choose your boon. Then an excellent boon was chosen from Mahadeva, Mahadevi, O Lord, he who killed by you was undoubtedly my son. Being born as a part of Prakriti, he is deluded by Maya, hence he does not know you. In order to gratify me, resuscitate means make him, give him the life again to my son. Lord Rudra laughed loudly and revived the son of Maya. He fixed the head of an elephant to his body. Thus, the elephant faced Lord was born by the grace of Shankara. Although he was son of Maya, he was free from the clutches of Maya and became endowed with spiritual knowledge. He was perpetually contented with the nectar of the knowledge of Atman. He was free from ailments. Sitting in deep meditation, he became very fierce and then destroyed Kala, the god of death, of black complexion. He pulled out his own huge tooth for the sake of Yogadanda, the mystic wand of yogic practice, and held it in his hand. He was the presiding deity of Ganas. He surpasses the Brahma, the Vedas, or the supreme spiritual knowledge expressed in words. Though accompanied by both Riddhi and Siddhi, he shines in his aloneness. Groups of ganas and vignas are the obstacles, and many others superior to these. Whatever there was on the earth, he became the lord of all those ganas and the vignas. He was made so by Shambhu then. Hence, he was able to see Prakriti, which was the cosmic form. He remained separate and was able to realize the Linga as well as the Prakriti. He saw the pure Linga naturally abiding in the Prakriti. Heramba, who was equipped with perfect knowledge, saw himself along with Ganas as well as the three worlds entirely merged in the Linga. Though he was endowed with perfect knowledge, he lost his consciousness. He regained it with very great effort. The Lord of the Ganas bowed down his head to those two supreme powers. Then he saw there itself Brahma, Rudra, Vishnu, and Sadashiva in the form of annihilator of the worlds. He saw some beings resembling ghosts. They were the Linga Shaktis. He saw crores of spherical cosmic heads like so many atoms. They were getting merged and dissolved in Mahesha, who was in the form of Linga. The linga was inside the Prakriti, and Prakriti was within the linga. The whole of the linga was seen covered by Shakti. The Shakti was covered by linga. Thus, the two encompassed the linga and the Shakti. Both of them encompassed each other. The whole world consisting of the mobile and immobile beings stayed supported by both Shivas, the Shiva and the Shakti, because they both are called with a similar name. Shiva is the name of the male deity. Shiva is the name of his consort. Only Ganesha and none else, though great, had that knowledge. The presiding deity of the Ganas, the Lord Ganesha of the great splendor, accompanied by the Ganas, eulogized with great strength the Lord, accompanied by Shakti. Ganesha thus prayed, I bow down to the God accompanied by his Shakti or the power, the Lord who is embodiment of knowledge, who is kindly disposed beyond the ken of the knowledge and of the form of supreme light, who transcends forms, is the supreme reality incarnate, who is beyond the principles or the categories of Sankhya's, supremely auspicious, who is called bliss, undivided and uncontaminated by sorrow. The fire in a ball of iron is beyond smoke. That means it is smokeless, but it appears as though filled with smoke. You who are the source of knowledge appear to be within Prakriti. You who are present within the Prakriti by Maya are spoken of as manifested. You whose nature as such, O Lord, create, annihilate, and protect the universe by your Maya. On account of this poison, the entire universe consisting of mobile and immobile beings and accompanied by Brahma, Vishnu, and Indra has been destroyed and everything is reduced to ashes. You are Lord Mahesha. You are the Lord of the three worlds. You are the immanent soul of the mobile and immobile beings. The mobile and immobile beings, along with the vestas of individual souls, have been completely burned down. Please revive them quickly and make it the world as it was before. Lomasha continued. On being eulogized thus by Ganesha, the Lord Shiva, the sanctifier of all living beings, assumed the form of a linga and consumed the Kalakuta that arose there and caused the destruction of all the worlds. He made everything free from impurities, since the Lord was endowed with great compassion and considerateness. All devas, asuras, and human beings, and all the three worlds were instantaneously saved. Brahma, Vishnu, Surendra, the guardians of the quarters, along with the sages, yakshas, vidyadharas, siddhas, gandharvas, and groups of celestial damsels, all of them got up as though they were sleeping. They were struck with wonder, they were agitated and frightened. All devas and asuras said in dismay, where is that immense Kalakuta by which we had been compelled to flee and made almost dead along with the guardians of the quarters? So said they, but Daityas remained silent. The guardians of the quarters, beginning with Chakra, who were able to regain strength and happiness with God Brahma as their leader, said this after honoring Vishnu, the Lord of all lords. So they all, keeping Brahma in front of them, they spoke to Vishnu, by whom has this been caused? That means because the whole world was reduced to ashes by that great poison Kalakuta. How is it that the whole world is revived back? We do not know, as we are deficient of intelligence. Then Vishnu laughed at Brahma and all those suras. All of them then began to meditate with great concentration of their minds. O Brahmanas, that dispelled base emotions such as lust and anger, as well as other feelings by means of the knowledge of reality. Then Devas and others saw the linga present in their own Atma or the soul. Keeping Vishnu at their head, they eulogized the Lord for the attainment of the ultimate truth. Yogis worship the Supreme Soul through their own souls. The Linga alone is the greatest knowledge. The Linga alone is the greatest penance. The Linga alone is the greatest dharma. The Linga alone is the greatest soul. Hence, there is nothing at all which can be called greater than the Linga. After seeing the Suras and Asuras along with the guardians of the quarters and sages kept Vishnu, whose complexion is dark like an Indian cinnamon at their head. They then sought refuge in Shambhu, who is worthy of being resorted to. Save us, O Mahadeva, O merciful Lord, O Supreme Lord. It behoves you to save us. We had been saved before by you. O Lord of Devas, your lotus like feet possesses greatness befitting your repeated service. They were infinite forms. We have resorted to them. Save us with greatest mercy. Obeisance to you, O excellent one among the Devas. Be pleased. Lord Ramapati Vishnu, the sanctifier of the living beings, stood in the middle of the forum of Linga along with all the groups of suras and spoke thus. You are the Lord in the form of the Linga. You bestow protection from fear on all of the world. All those who died on account of the poison have been saved. Hence, O Lord, the conqueror of Mrityunjaya, save us. O Mahakala, the destroyer of Tripura, obeisance to you. On being eulogized by Vishnu, Lord Maheshwara in the form of the Linga appeared before them along with Amba, the goddess Parvati. He appeared to awaken or enlighten those suras. O Vishnu, you and all suras and sages, let this be heard. Ordinary people think that the worldly existence is eternal, while it is only the whole world is only transitory in nature. Thereby they are agitated. O Devas and others, of what avail are the yagnas, austerities, and activities connected with holy rites? Because what is the use of all those things if one does not perceive the supreme Atman by means of his own individual Atman? If one doesn't reach that supreme Atman through his own individual Atma, what is the use of all those external religious acts? There is no benefit therefrom, whether they are performed collectively or separately. All of you joined together and carried out a very difficult task, namely the churning of the ocean. However, you did for the sake of getting nectar, but why was it performed after rejecting Mrityunjaya and always disrespecting me? Hence, all of you undoubtedly fell into the mouth of death. Lord Ganesha has been created by us for the purpose of achieving success in all undertaking. Those who do not bow down to Ganesha as well as Durga of similar nature will be victims of this kind of distress. There is no doubt about this. All of you are sinful and stubborn. You possess to be learned without knowing what is right and what is wrong. You are deluded by mere false prestige. All of you, groups of devas beginning with Indra, are devoted to Vedas. All those beginning with Indra are mediocre pleasure seekers, prize mongers, and useless ones. O consort of Shachi, mean Indra, you do not understand yourself on account of this delusion known as Maya. A great effort has been made by you for getting nectar. O rogue, you attained a kingdom by performing 100 horse sacrifices or the Ashwamedha yagas. Even that is under the control of your enemies now, because that world is conquered by Bali. O vicious one, you do not know that. O deluded one, you have been eulogized by ascetics through the Vedic statements or the hymns. Those ascetics are fools. They propitiate you because they are prompted by different passions. O Vishnu, on account of your partiality between the Suras and the Asuras, you do not know what is good and what is otherwise. Some persons are called by you, O Vishnu, and some have been protected. Some persons are killed by you, like the as he killed the Asuras and he protected the Suras. You are desirous of certain things in this matter. You are always childish in your activities. You talk of the other guardians of the quarters. But if a matter is pursued in a way other than what is proper, the result is bound to be in a way other than what is expected. You all forgot that thing whereby your efforts are crowned with success. It is He by whom all of you have been saved from the great fear of Kalakuta today. It is He by whom you have been saved from the poison by which Vishnu is turned blue or dark complexion, by which all of you were defeated, and by which all the world have been reduced to ash. Hence, the worship of that noble souled Ganesha should be performed by you. If at the beginning of any holy rite people do not worship Ganadhipa or Ganesha, they will never realize their objectives as in your own case. On hearing these words, words of Mahesha, Suras, Asuras, Kinnaras, and Charanas asked Girisha about the method of worship of Ganesha in a proper manner. Thus ended chapter 10 of the Kedar Khanda under Maheshwara Khanda in Skanda Purana. So, in this part of the story, as the Kalakuta poison had completely destroyed the whole world and reduced it to ashes, finally, on the request of Ganesha, because it was all done by Ganesha as a Vigna, because in the beginning of churning the Milky Ocean, the Suras had not done the usual practice of worshipping Ganesha. Anyway, Daityas were never interested in any worship, so Ganesha created that Kalakuta poison which reduced the whole world down to ashes. Now that the unknowing about this, Shiva took to the form of a linga and he consumed all the Kalakuta poison and restored the whole world with all its being to whatever state it was before the arrival of Kalakuta poison. And then, on waking up, all the suras were surprised, and with Vishnu, they wished to know how exactly they were revived. And then Maheshwara himself told them that he consumed that entire poison, and it all happened because they forgot to worship Lord Ganesha, who need to be worshipped at the beginning of any new enterprise. So he told them to worship Ganesha and carry out churning of the Milky Ocean successfully. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmir Puramasini, Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam. Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.